Welcome to the channel and welcome to 8th edition Warhammer 40k. It's 3,000 points of Chaos Space Marines versus Space Marines. In this battle report, we return to this ruined world, this blighted world, where forces of the 13th Black Crusade have been clashing against the Penitent Forge and my Space Marine army known as the 13th. Previous battles on the channel, we have featured the Word Bearers, and we've also featured the Iron Warriors with the Black Legion. This unnumbered, unlisted rock has got lots and lots of installations, lots and lots of fortifications on it, and it is critical. It is critical in the ongoing war between Chaos and the Imperium, and on this particular battle grid is this listening installation here. It's powered down, it is unusable for now. However, the Black Legion want it, the 13th must also take it. We're both fighting over this installation, so what we're doing is each one of these points here, each one of the 4 points on the Sky Shield landing pad will be a 3-point objective. It's as simple as that. No first blood because it's 3,000 points and you should be able to get first blood quite easily at 3,000 points. No line breaker, doesn't make sense, but there will be an extra point for Slay the Warlord. So if we have 1 objective each or 2 objectives each, then killing each other's Warlord could be the key to winning this game. So previously on this planet, the Word Bearers have been pushed out of a number of installations by the 13th, and you may have watched the fight between the Iron Warriors and the Black Legion, where the Penitent Forge was holding another installation which was torn down around their ears. While that fight is going on, while the Penitent Forge is taking on the Iron Warriors at one point of the battle, over on this battle grid it is the 13th versus the Black Legion. So it's 3,000 points. We're going to be doing Dawn of War deployment, which is 12 inches here, 12 inches there. We don't know who's got what table edge yet. We don't know who's going first yet. And we welcome back to the channel Luke with his Black Legion. Say hi, Luke.
Hi, Luke.
Thank you very much. So I think that's about it. Oh, a couple more things that we need to talk about. Obviously, the craters give us a +1 cover save. Anyone up here who'll be firing down will get a +1 cover save, and we're going to treat these large areas of terrain as woods, so this is +1 cover save as well. So plenty of opportunity for cover all across this battle grid, plenty of large line of sight blocking terrain as well. We've also said, even though there's a few gaps under there, we're saying that this landing pad is entirely an enclosed space, so there will be no line of sight for anyone shooting through this whatsoever. So a large line of sight blocking terrain piece in the middle of the table, this hut installation, plenty of cover right, left and all over the place. And we just need to take these objectives here. The Black Legion want this installation and the 13th must deny them this asset. Let's go and have a look at these armies. This is 3,000 points worth of Space Marines. It's 2 battalion detachments, which gives me 9 command points, 2 HQs and 3 troops in each. And everyone in these detachments has got the Iron Hands chapter tactics, and because everyone in the detachments is solely a Space Marine, I get access to the relics, detachments, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. I'm also bringing a Vindicare Assassin, which was kindly donated to me by Warhammer. I think Darren painted it, Liam brought it along. Chucking him in there. So if I add him to any one of these detachments, I'll lose my chapter bonuses. So he's coming along as an auxiliary support detachment, I think it is, which means you lose a command point. That way he's a detachment on his own, and that way I get to keep all my Space Marine stuff. And leading the charge is Brother Captain Sol Garrow. His warlord trait is Iron Resolve, which means that he's got 6 wounds, and as well as a 6 up feel no pain for Iron Warriors, he's also got a 6 up feel no pain because of his warlord trait. And his relic is the Burning Blade, not because it makes any kind of tactical use, but because that sword is ancient and he's been carrying it with him for a long, long time. He's joined up with a lieutenant, so there's the captain-lieutenant combo, and this is battalion detachment number 1. 2 Razorbacks with tactical troops. I think there's a flamer in that squad with a sword and a melter in the other squad. Scouts with camo cloaks. First time I brought these in 8th edition. This is my 27th game of 8th edition. I was looking at that just this morning, all the games I've had. And yeah, first time I brought scouts with snipers. So they'll make a nice combination along with the Vindicare. They're picking out the HQs from the enemy army. And then Predator and Brother Matthias has come with Daka this time round. Normally give him a fist and send him up the field, but no, he's going to stay back and benefit from the Captain-Lieutenant combo. And then over here in Battalion Detachment number 2, last time I fielded Chaplain Snow, he was injured, so he's still in the Apothecarian, and this is an unnamed chaplain for now. Maybe he will be a hero in this game and earn himself a name. But the original list did have Solgaro, Sagan Mir and Chaplain Snow in it, but because Chaplain Snow was injured, I took him out because I'm that much of a fluff junkie. And we've also got Sagan Mir with his Power Axe Storm Shield, and his powers are going to be Might of Heroes and I forget the other one. Might of Heroes and Veil of Time. That's the reroll charges and the +1 toughness, and I'll talk about it when he does it. He also gets Smite, of course. And then 3 units of troops. And because I didn't bring scouts, very much scouts in 8th, I've brought some more scouts. There's 2 power swords in each of the close combat squads there. This squad has got bolt guns, and the sergeant's got a shotgun because sergeants should always have shotguns. And then 3 land speeder storms. These guys, very light, very easy to take out. However, they've got a movement of 18. 18! They can go a long way. And 2 land raiders. You can fit 8 Terminators in the Land Raider Crusader. I've only got 6 because I want to put some more characters in there with them. And these are 5 standard Terminators with a Cyclone missile launcher. Again, in the assault squad here, the sergeant's got claws, all the other guys got shields and hammers. And then there's a Crusader and a Godhammer pattern Land Raider there. The Crusader's got an extra multi-melter on top. So I have got some Daka. But lots of, shall I dare to say, expendable troops. I wanted the scouts to come along as well because it makes narrative sense to me that they've been scouting out this installation, looking ahead, waiting for the Black Legion to turn up. And now they're here, they've called in the reinforcements, the rolling thunder of the Rhinos and the Land Raiders there and the Predator. We have no air support in this game. That's not because the flyers couldn't get here. It's because the skies above are red. The skies are red and dog fights, and it's just nasty up there. Nothing can make it down to the battle grid. So that's my 3,000 point army. Let's go and have a look at the Forces of Chaos. All right, this is 3,000 points worth of Black Legion. It's a battalion detachment and a vanguard, which gives 7 command points and a super heavy auxiliary. Who's your warlord, Luke?
My warlord is the Dark Apostle.
Dark Apostle?
Yes, so he's going to have first amongst traitors warlord trait.
First amongst traitors. So Death to the False Emperor, when you are in close combat and you hit stuff on a 6, you get additional attacks.
Yes.
But that means it explodes on a 5 instead of a 6, right?
Yes.
What's his relic?
Relic, he's got the Black Mace, which is strength +3, AP -2, and gives 2 damage.
Okay.
If a unit or model is slain in the unit, he rolls an additional dice. If he rolls a 6, the unit suffers a mortal wound.
So potential to do mortal wounds there. And what do the Black Legion do? What is their Legion traits? I think it's +1 leadership, isn't it? And any rapid fire weapons can become assault weapons, so you can move and run and still fire assault.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about right.
You've fought them before.
Yeah, it's once or twice. And so he's joined by a Chaos Lord.
Chaos Lord with a combi melter and power axe.
Yep. And then what else is in the battalion?
In the battalion you have, I'll start from the front, you've got the bike squad there with 2 melters.
2 melters.
Yeah, and then you've got 3 attack squads in Rhinos. 2 of them have got melters, 1 with a power fist and 1 with a power sword, and then another one has a plasma gun.
Okay.
And then at the back...
So he's got a melter, they've got melters, plenty of melters around.
Yes, melter love.
Okay.
And at the back you've got the Mauler Fiend and a Tri-Las Pred.
Tri-Las Pred.
With the Havoc Launcher.
And Mauler Fiend's a beastie in combat as well.
He's doing very well,
yeah, I like them. Mauler Fiend's also they recover a wound a turn every turn.
Yeah.
So when you kill them, when you start targeting them, you need to get them dead, I think.
Yes.
And okay, right.
So in the Vanguard, we've got the Tzinch Demon Prince.
Yep.
I know he doesn't look very Tzinchian, but yeah, that's him.
Tzinch is a +1 in bun?
No, it's not. It's just you have to name each
Oh,
demon
right.
with a mark.
Okay. What's his psychic powers?
Psychic powers basically is warp time and smite.
Yeah. I think warp time's the best one, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you move
definitely.
and then you pass warp time in the psychic phase and something can move again.
Yes. that's
Can you
right.
cast that on the knight?
No, I think it's only Astartes.
Brilliant. Good. Thank heavens.
So they only move 12, so it's quick enough anyway.
Yeah, I just don't want a knight 24 inches up in my lines in turn 1. Right.
Okay, so and then you've got the Exalted Champion.
Yeah.
With a combi melter as well. And then behind him you've got the Hounds of Abaddon, which are basically Khorne Berserkers, but in Black Legion colours.
Yeah, Hounds of Abaddon. Nice.
And then at the back there we've got 2 squads of Terminators.
Right.
One's pretty much got combi belters, combi flamers and power fists and stuff, and then the other one's got more combi melters and flamers and
Melters.
Yeah.
And then Laz there, Laz on that, and then you've got a knight as well with more Daka.
Yeah, and a melter.
And a melter. So plenty of melter, plenty of Daka, plenty of forward aggression with the Berserkers, the Hounds of Abaddon, and the Terminators that could potentially deep strike in. As you said, no flyers. It's I didn't tell you not what to bring, and you didn't bring any flyers either, which I quite like it because it feeds into the narrative I built for this game, which is there's just dogfights going up above, and no one can make it to the battle grid. So it looks like a very well-rounded list. Lots of, as I said, lots of firepower, lots of forward punch. A good spread of miniatures, as I have got a good spread of miniatures as well. This should be a very interesting game. And we're deployed for this 3,000 point custom game. We don't know who's going first yet because we're going to be following the chapter approved rules. There's a couple of units of Black Legion Terminators in the teleportarium ready to land, along with a Chaos Lord with a melter as well. So plenty of melter goodness coming out. So when I deployed, I put 3 units of my scouts in concealed locations and then put 1 unit there and 1 unit there. That means when the Terminators deep strike in with their melt guns, then they won't be able to melter my castle in turn 1. Of course, Luke, all he has to do is keep them in his pocket until turn 2 or turn 3 and then deep strike them in and melter something to death there. The Vindicare Assassin is stood there with the best line of fire right and left, and the snipers there. Solgaro in this one, Lieutenant in that one, ready to jump out and provide the +1 reroll 1 to hit, reroll 1 to wound to the castle. Terminators over here in the Land Raiders. Don't know if that's a good idea or not. But I thought,
sardines.
Yeah, in the tins of sardines. But I thought I would put some distance between myself and the Imperial Knight. That seemed like a sound tactic.
Worse.
No, it's definitely the right tactic. Land speed, a storm, and another unit of scouts on the flank here. Because if I get turn 1, then they could move forward and charge and stop the Land Raider firing in turn 1. That seems like a sound tactic as well. In the Land Raider is the Hounds of Abaddon and your Warlord.
Warlord and Exalted Champion.
Yeah, so they're both in there, ready to bust forward. Remember, there's no First Blood or Line Breaker in this game, but there is Slay the Warlord. And shutting down that Land Raider for shooting for 1 turn, sacrificing some scouts to do it, seems to be like a sound tactic. The Demon Prince is there, along with all the Legion troops in their rhinos. Mauler Fiend, Bikers, and there's the Laz Predator. So the Black Legion have spread themselves across the line, confident that they can take this listening installation, whereas the 13th, aided by their scouts who are already in position on this battle grid, have swung in around on the right flank. So before we begin and fire the first shots in anger, we're going to roll off. Luke, you managed to get your army down first, so you get a +1 to this roll, and you can't use command points, so you've got a 4. So I need a 4 or more. I get a 4, so it's a reroll. because you can't use command points to modify this dice roll. 6, so you are definitely going first.
Oh, yes.
The Black Legion have the initiative here, and they will move into the attack. Let's go on to turn 1. This is the end of the Black Legion movement phase, and everything has moved forward. Even the Trilas Predator moving around there. It will get cover if it's obscured from 50% of the view from the firing target. So potentially a 2-up cover save on that Predator if it stays in there. But it will be shooting on 4s this turn. The Morphine's there, the bikes are there. More importantly, the Knight charging straight up the centre of the board and already 12 inches away from my lines and within charge range of some scouts. So potentially at the end of this turn it could be right there, which makes me very unhappy. And then we've got a Rhino and the Demon Prince. 1 unit of Terminators has chosen to deep strike in. That's the ones with the Flamers, but their Flamers will be out of range. The Melters are still off the table for now. And then we have the Berserkers in the Rhino, in the Land Raider, pushing up this way. So the Black Legion are not holding back. Let's go on to the Psychic phase and see what this chap does. Warp time on the Demon Prince. That's a pass.
Yeah,
that's definitely a pass. And now he can move again, and suddenly he's right in front of the 13th lines. Now let's go on to the shooting phase. This could be devastating. Right, the Land Raider opening up. Heavy Bolter on the Scouts. Twin Las this way. Twin Las on the Razorback here. So is this the Heavy Bolters?
Heavy Bolters.
Twin Heavy Bolters. Hitting on 3s because of Power of the Machine Spirit you can move and fire heavy weapons. And wounding on 3s.
No.
And that skull is a 1, is it?
Yes, skull's
so
a 1.
No wounds on the Scouts. Interesting. 2 Twin Las coming this way at the Storm. 1 hit. Wounds on a 3. And that's a wound. I think it's -3 AP and I think I have a 4-up save, but I've never fielded Storms before, so I need to check the save. They do have a 4-up save, and when I say I've never fielded Storms before, I have, just not in this edition yet. So it burns straight through the armour and does 3 damage. That puts the Land Speeder Storm down to 4 wounds. The other Twin Las coming at the Razorback, 3s to hit, 1 hit. Winning on a 3, strength 9, toughness 7, and that skull is a 0. So in the end, the Land Raider disappointingly only putting a couple of wounds on the Storm. Right. Combi Bot from the Rhino on the Scouts, 2 hits. Wounding on 4s and 2 wounds. I have 2 4-up saves because they're Scouts, and a 6-up Iron Hands Chapter Tactics. And the SM Bout Report logo is a 6. Thank you very much, Steve. The Scouts hold firm. Terminators?
6. Yeah.
Terminators at this unit of Scouts, I don't think they'll hold firm. Combi Fire coming in. Out of range of the Flamers in this squad, that's a lot of hits. 4s to wound. And that's not very good. Can I touch your dice, sir?
Yes, you can.
Okay. 4-up save on the Scouts. And 6-up Iron Hands. And 2 Scouts by it. Moving along the line, does he have the gun thing?
No.
Upgrade? No? Okay. The Rhino fired at the Scouts, didn't do anything. Now we have the Melter from the Knight hitting the Scouts.
Oh, it works now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
Well, that skull is a 1, doesn't wound. And then everything else was coming at this Razorback because you want to crack it open because the demon wants to eat everything that's inside.
Yummy.
So Storm Spear missile pods, hitting on 3s, that's 2 hits, strength 8, toughness 7. Well, that's 1 wound. I love your skulls.
Yeah.
There's lots of them. I think it's -3 AP. We'll roll up and then check. That's a 6. Storm Spear is -2, so it didn't do anything. Now the Gatler, 12 shots with the cannon, hitting on 3s. It's strength 6, toughness 7, so it's going to be wounding on 5s. But it's AP -2 at 2 damage each. And you get 1. Just 1 5 there. -2, I need a 5-up, which I fail. Takes 2 wounds. Right, next up, the Tri-Las Predator, hull down in the trees, firing through at the Razorback. He really doesn't like it. So this las cannons? 4s, yeah, because you moved. 2 hits, strength 9, toughness 7. You need 3s to crack this. And you get them both. -3 AP. I'm going to need 6s. I fail them both. This is 2d6. Only 8 wounds left. And you do 9. Razorback, 4s. Does it blow up? No, it does not. 6 guys come piling out, and one of them is Brother Captain Sol Garrow on 1s. 2 die. One of them definitely won't be Garrow as they snag their ways. No, not Garrow. Yeah, that's what it looks like as hard rounds and ammunition blow off in their faces. Pulling them out of the back here because of the blow off was perhaps not the best. Probably not the best choice of words, but try to keep away from that Demon Prince. What more Dakar have you got?
Just the melter guns.
Just melters.
And the bolters, because they the Black Legion.
Oh no.
Trait.
Right, the bike's advanced. So using the Black Legion trait, their rapid fire guns become assault weapons. And that's 16 bolter shots going into the scouts. -1 to hit, so 4s to hit. And then we're looking at strength 4, toughness 4, and it's going to be 4s to wound. That could have been better. And that's what, 4?
4 wounds.
4 wounds. 4 up. And skulls are 1s. And 6 up. 3 of them die.
You can keep using my dice, that's absolutely fine.
2 melters into land ready, you say?
Yes.
Okay. These are 4s to hit as well. 1 hit. Strength 4, toughness 4.
No.
No. And did we say 3 scouts died?
Yes.
3 scouts go boom. Alright, I don't want to be charged by the Imperial Knight, so let's pull these away because then he'll end up there and then he'll pile in or consolidate even 3 inches closer. So let's pull them away, keeping the sergeant alive. Yeah, that seems to make tactical sense to me. What are you doing?
I'm checking something out and you'll see in a minute.
Oh no. Yeah, and that's the end of the shooting phase. Now the Mauler feeding is going to try and charge through the trees at the scouts. So I'm going to chuck a grenade and miss and shoot you with a bolt pistol and miss. And let's roll up and see what you get and then we'll check. 7, he's definitely in. That's where he ends up. And this is an 8-inch charge because you're 9 away. You're going against... Are you multi-charging, declaring against Garrow as well, Sol Garrow as well? Or just the tactical squad?
I can't assault him as well, can I? Because he's...
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, all right, yeah.
He will heroically intervene anyway.
Yes,
he's no slouch. Okay, so beforehand, let's chuck a grenade, which misses. Let's fire a rapid-fire bolt gun. And in that squad, I kept the melter alive. That guy there.
Yeah, excellent.
And it hits. No, it doesn't. It misses. Right, you need an 8 to get this demon in for a first turn charge. Don't do it, Luke. Command point.
Yes.
Command point. Okay. Leave the 5 because you re-roll 1 dice.
I thought it was 2 this now because of FAQ.
Yeah. Well, whenever you're doing a 2d6 roll or a 3d6 roll or something like that, you will roll them both. Right. But the stratagem, this has come up before. The stratagem specifically says re-roll 1 dice. So in the case of this stratagem, you re-roll 1 dice and you failed. That was a 6-inch charge. Bottoms, you almost swore. Let's go on to the fight phase. Starting around here, Mauler Fiend has 6 additional attacks with his Lash of Tendrils hitting on, I don't know. 4s, so that was nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing. And then, how many attacks with his fists?
4.
4. So in total, this unit has 10 attacks. Hopefully you'll do better this time. There you go. All 4 hit. Strength?
It's ×2.
Okay, so that's 2s to wound. And they will 3 wound, AP minus
3.
Okay, and how much damage each?
3.
So 3 for no pains on the first guy, he's dead, and 3 on the second, he's dead, and you kill them both, and then you may consolidate 3 inches towards the closest enemy unit, which means he's frighteningly close to my lines. That's the end of turn 1 for the Black Legion. Lost 2 here, leadership 8, so even if I rolled a 6 they would pass, and even if I rolled a 6 with the scouts they would pass. In the end, you killed a Razorback and some troops and some scouts, which doesn't seem like much. But all of a sudden, I've got this threat and this threat. I've got an Imperial Knight and a Mauler Fiend in charge range next turn. I have to do everything I can to stop both of these units smashing me apart and trapping me in this corner. If I'm trapped in this corner in turn 1 and turn 2, turn 3, this is going to be a very, very short game. So I need to go away and have a think, have a cup of tea. Let's return in Space Marines turn 1. Here we are after the movement phase for the 13th. The scouts are going to charge in on that Land Raider, hopefully stopping it from firing for a turn. I also put them within rapid fire range of these Terminators. I might be able to tickle one, along with the Cerberus and Heavy Bolter from the Land Speeder Storm there. Maybe take one of them out. Now, threat number 1, Demon Prince must fall. So snipers, Vindicator at Demon Prince. There's also a Melter there in Melter range. Hopefully that's a dead Demon Prince, because imagine if he's got 1 wound left rampaging through my lines. That can't happen. And then I really didn't want to have to do this in turn 1, which is deploy all of the Terminators right in my corner of the battle grid, but I have to. I have to stop that unit. I can't have it smashing through and stopping me firing and stopping me shooting. He must die. To do that, I can't divert any firepower into him. I'm going to have to punch him to death and put the firepower up the table at the Imperial Knight, because he must die too. Predator staying still, Dreadnought staying still, unit staying still to maximise firepower into the Imperial Knight, and 1 Rhino with 5 Space Marines in trying to block the charge. The Lieutenant got out of the Rhino before it moved up and is stood next to Sol Garrow down here. So we've got the rerolls to hit rolls of 1, reroll to wound rolls of 1, castle action going on there. So blocking action against the Mauler Fiend, blocking action against the Imperial Knight, need to kill as much as possible. The way I figure it is, if I don't kill these 3 big threats and they start rampaging along my lines, that leaves the Khorne Berserkers. There's another unit of Chaos Terminators in reserve. There's all these troops inside of these vehicles that will be able to swarm and get good emplacement, a good ball control around the listening outpost, and this game will be over very quickly. So what I need to do is kill these significant threats and then push out of there, which means Luca's going to have to start playing a bit more cagey and it'll start getting a bit more tactical. I think that's what it should do. But I must kill these threats. Well, one last thing, the Storm here is zipped up and over an 18-inch move, and that's going to fly. Basically, he's at ramming speed, flying straight across and smashing into the side of that Predator, and with him shaking around as he falls back out of combat, he won't be able to shoot next turn. So I should be able to shut down some of the las cannon fire that is going to come in. I just need to kill some of these threats as well. Opening up the shooting phase, the Land Speeder Storm and the Scouts firing at the Terminators doing nothing. Now I need to kill me a Demon. So these guys are only firing at the Demon, so let's do that. Let's throw a grenade, which misses.
He's only friendly.
And he's not very friendly. Fire some bolt guns. 1 hit. Need a 5. No wounds. The Land Speeder Storm stayed still, so firing its heavy bolter at point blank range. Mind you, he could potentially fire at that if I manage to kill the Demon with sniper fire. So let's try and kill the Demon with sniper fire. Vindicare Assassin hits on 2s. That's a hit. Wounds on 2s versus infantry. He's not infantry, he's a Demon, so it's strength 5. Right, I rolled a 6 to wound, so every time you wound with this gun, it does D3. But if you roll a 6 to wound, it does D6 damage. You don't get invulnerable saves, but it's minus 3 AP. So you do get your... It's normally got a 3 up, so it's down to a 6 up.
Yeah.
So you do get a 6 up save, where your Demon takes...
No.
No, do you want a command point it?
Yeah, go on.
Really?
Yeah, do it. Yes.
Oh! And that Demon has a Mark of Tzeentch, and with a twist of fate, he walks away scot-free from a dead shot round to the face. Alright, so let's fire 9 sniper rounds into him and the missile launcher at the Knight. The sniper rounds hit on 3s, and I'm re-rolling 1s, and there's a 2. This is 4s to wound, but because it's a sniper, any 6s to wound cause a mortal wound. Oh no, strength 4, toughness 6, I need 5s to wound. So there's a mortal wound and 1 3-up save.
3-up save. No, so it's 2.
That mortal wound was in addition, so he's got to make another 3-up save.
No.
No, so those snipers actually take 3 wounds off of him. Nice. Got 5 left, right?
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's fire a rocket at the Knight. Hits on 3s. That was a hit. Strength 8, toughness 8. Doesn't wound. The Demon must fall. This squad, firing at him. Everything. Grenade. Hits. Strength 6, toughness 6. Doesn't wound. Melter. Please hit Melter.
Okay.
Please.
Oh!
Re-rolling 1s? Re-roll? I gotta measure that. Out of range. Command point? Don't want to do a command point this early. What else is going to take him out? Las Cannon Predators. Yeah, command point, sod it. 3s to hit. That's a hit. Strength 8, toughness 6, wounds on a 3. That's a wound. You need a 5-up invulnerable save. And you make it! And that would have been 2d6 melter range as well. Oh no. So let's fire everything from the storm at him as well. He stays still. 3s from the heavy bolter. All hit. 5s to wound. All wound.
Nice.
-1 AP, so you need 4s.
Does it?
Does them all. Yeah. And then the Cerberus launcher is heavy d6. That's 6 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hitting on 3s because I stay still because it's heavy. And strength 4. AP 0, damage 1. So I need 5s. Look at that.
Oh, nice.
4 5s. 4 3-up saves. He takes another wound. He drops down to 4 remaining. Moving along. Luke's kindly reminded me that I forgot to do the psychic phase. So I'm going to do the one that gives +1 strength toughness to a Land Raider. And I'm going to give it to the Las Cannon Land Raider. And that's a pass. And then I'm going to do Smite. And that's a pass. Have you got any psychers within 24 inches of there?
He's over there.
He'll be within 24 inches.
No.
And
yes.
yeah, you deny the smite. So no smitten, but I've now got a toughness 9 Land Raider. Right, back to the shooting phase. Alright. That's strength 8 and 9 weaponry. So the Predator autocannon is going to fire at your demon. And the las cannons are going to fire at the knight. Let's do that. Las cannons at the knight, hitting on 3s.
Nice.
Strength 9, toughness 8, wounding on 3s, re-rolling 1s because the lieutenant stood right next to him. 2 right there. 2 5-up and vulnerable saves on your knight.
Nope.
Fail them both. 2d6. I'm out of command points. 7. 7 down. 17 to go. Predator autocannon is heavy 2d3. And 2 3. That's only 3 shots. Strength 7 though, so I'm hitting on 3s. And I'm re-rolling 1s because Sol Garrow is yelling at him.
Shoot that thing!
Only 1. Strength 7, toughness 6. Does wound. And it's minus. That's enough. It gets through and does 3 damage. Flat 3 damage. Puts it down to 1 wound left. 1 damage left. The lieutenant or lieutenant has got a mastercrafted bolt gun hitting on a 3. It's strength 4. I need a 5. Doesn't do anything. Oh no, re-roll a wound.
Yeah.
And that's a wound. It's -1, so you get 4 up.
Oh,
And that's a 1. The demon is dead. The demon has fallen. I have to say, I'm breathing a sigh of relief now. So finally, Brother Matthias can fire at this Imperial Knight. Right, priority target number 2 must die. Missile launcher, firing away. Hits on 3s, re-rolls 1s because of Sol Garrow. And strength 8, toughness 8. That's a wound with a abundance save because it's -2, which you make. He's got twin las on him this time, so 3s to hit. Re-rolling 1s. So 2 hits, strength 9, toughness 8. 2 wounds, 2 5-up and buttons because it's -3 AP.
Nope,
You fail both. This is 2d6. He's got 17 left. And he loses another 6. It's down to 11. And more importantly, it's crippled. Right, I'm not mucking around. Across to the Land Raider here. 4 las cannons into that Imperial Knight. And the heavy bolters might as well smack into the... Can I see the rhino? Let's say no. Let's put the heavy bolters here. 4 las cannons into the knight, hitting on 3s. I don't get any rerolls, but I didn't need them. I'm wounding on 3s. And that's 3 wounds. 3 5-up and vulnerable save, sir. And you make 2
Yeah, not
d6
bad.
damage. 3 more damage. I forgot how many he was on.
He's on 11.
11 left.
No, he was on 11. He's
Oh,
now on
8 left. And the heavy bolter didn't wound the bikes. So over here, I'm going to put the hurricane bolters at the bikes and the multi-melter and the assault cannon at the knight. Hurricane bolter fire bouncing off the Black Legion bikes there, doing nothing. So let's fire the twin assault cannon at that Imperial Knight, Chaos Knight. What are Chaos Knights called?
Renegade.
Renegade Knights. That many hits. Strength 6, toughness 8. I need 5s. I get 1, 2, 3, which is -1, so you get your 4 up instead of your 3 up. Takes 2 more wounds. He's down to 6. And now let's fire a multi-melter. 3s to hit. And of course it misses because single shot weapons. I like that. So this one, this assault cannon, he will fire at the knight. Of course, this razorback moved, so 4s to hit. No re-rolls, I'm outside of the bubble. 6 hits, that's perfectly statistically average. 5s.
No.
Nothing. 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 And I've run out of gun. I have run out of gun. There's no more guns round here that can draw line of sight on that renegade knight. It's got 6 wounds.
Yes.
6 wounds left, and it'll be free to rampage on next turn, and I'm very worried. At least it's crippled. I don't think it's super crippled yet. Need to check. I did fire this storm at the Predator, took a wound off of him, and there is a Cyclone missile launcher in the squad of Terminators, and I'd love to fire it at the knight, but he can't see through all that foliage there. So the knight will survive. I did kill target priority number 1. I'm hoping I can kill that entirely in the combat phase. I'm not going to shoot anything at it. Hopefully I've got enough. There's a chaplain there. Yeah, I'm just going to fire everything at the bikes because I'd like to kill them in the shooting phase, which means I can put all the Terminators into the Mauler Fiend. Stormbolt was 4 shots each at this range. 5 times 4, 25 shots. I like it. 3s to hit. I like that too. That looks quite like a generous... Thank you, Dice Gods. Strength 4, toughness 5 bikes, however. Let's see if the Dice Gods are still with me. 5's to wound. No, they're not. No. Just 4 wounds and you take a wound. And then let's fire the Cyclone missile launcher at you. I will do the flat shots, which is 4s to hit because it's a heavy. And I missed them both.
Oh, dear.
Oh no. So as the smoke clears after the shooting phase, only one of the target priorities have fallen. Let's go on to the assault phase. In the assault phase, the scouts made it in, losing 3 of their number to Overwatch. They won't have to take a leadership test, but that was a bit of a sting. And I shouldn't have resolved that combat first, because now we come all the way over here. This is where I end up after the charging units. This unit multi-charged. And Luke is spending 2 command points to interrupt, because he wants to kill the chaplain. If the chaplain's dead, then when it comes to my assault phase, I'll pick a unit and resolve my attacks, and I won't get my rerolls to hit in my assault phase if the chaplain is dead. So you said you're putting all the lasher tendrils into the chaplain.
Yes.
And the mauler fists into the Terminators.
Yes.
Because splitting your attacks always works out perfectly well, doesn't it?
No.
No?
But we'll give it a go.
Lasher tendrils into the chaplain, 4s to hit. And strength, I don't know.
Strength user, so it's strength
7,
6,
8.
I think.
Let's say it's 3s to wound, and then we'll check it if it's...
It is, I think 6.
Okay, and it's AP a lot, so I need 4 up and buns, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Rosarius. I'll make 1.
1 digit.
They're -2 AP and 2 damage each. So I need a command point one of those saves to keep the captain alive, because he's only got 4 wounds. I failed 2, that's 4 damage. He's dead. I need a 4 up to keep him alive. We do not bend.
Does it?
We
No.
do not bend. And now the fist coming in, 4s to hit, and a lot to wound. 2s to wound.
2s.
Okay. 3 up and buns, because they're storm shields. And 1 smashes and does a lot of damage.
It's 3.
It's a flat 3 damage, and it's strength high, so I'm going to need 6s. From iron. Oh, so 1 Terminator will die, and the wounds do not spill over. So the Mauler Fiend jumped the gun and did not complete his mission. Can the Terminators bring him down? 10 hammers hitting on 3s. Then I do the re-roll, and then I apply the modifier, so those 3s are going to miss because it's unwieldy. So take them away, them away, them away, them away. And that's what I end up with. It's strength 8, your toughness 7, I think. Are we sure?
7, yeah.
3s to wound. Oh no.
Oh.
4 1s. 4 5 up and buns.
Oh!
And you make 2 of them. Only taking hammers do a flat 3 damage. Claws on the sergeant. Sergeant has 3 attacks plus 1 for the claws. That's 4 attacks in total. He hits on 3s. And he re-rolls because of the chaplain. And he will wound on 5s. And a re-roll because they're claws. That's 2 wounds. -2 are claws, so 5 up and buns. Did you fail?
1.
for 1, so 4 damage so far. How many have they got? The Mauler Fiend has 8 wounds left. Now Sagamir with his Force Axe. He hits on 3s. And he re-rolls because of the Chaplain. And that was only 2 hits. It's strength 5, so I need 5s. And I do not wound. So piling in. He's going to pile in there. And he will pile in there. And he will pile in there. I think I'll do that. Now these 4 will smack the Mauler Fiend. And he will hit the bikes. Or do I need to hit the bikes at all? Yeah, he has to hit the bikes. So this fist on the bikes, fists hit on 4s, but it hits on 3s first of all. And then you re-roll natural fails. So I can't re-roll that because it's a hit. Then I apply the modifier, so only 1 hits. And it's strength 8, toughness 5. And it's a wound at -3 AP on one of your bikers. And you need a 6, that's a bit cocked.
Nope.
And you don't get a 6. This does D3 damage. Oh no, one of the bikes is already wounded, so one of the bikes gets smushed. And then I hit your Mauler Fiend. Sergeant has 3 attacks. He hits on 3s with a reroll because of the Chaplain. And he will wound on 5s. Are you sure this thing is strength 7, toughness 7? I feel like it should be toughness 8.
It's toughness 7.
Okay. 5s to wound. 1 wound at -3 AP. 5 up and Van.
Nope.
Does 1 more wound. It's down to 7 left.
Yeah.
They should be toughness 8. Come on.
Yeah.
Mind you, they got 12 wounds though, and a 5 up and vulnerable save, so I guess
And
that makes it.
regain their wounds.
Oh yeah, okay. So maybe it should just be toughness 7.
If you want to make it stronger, that's absolutely
No. Let's say it's just got a 5 up and vulnerable save with 12 wounds and grows its wounds back. Right, 6 fists in the face, 7 wounds to get through. This has to work. I say 6 fists. It's 3, but that's 6 attacks. So 3s to hit, and then applying the re-rolls. Then I can re-roll that fail. And then you modify. So only 4. Strength 8. Toughness 7. Have I used any command points in this re-rolls? Yes, I have for my save against my Chaplain. I need 3s. 3. 5 up and Vuns.
No, all go through.
All go through. He's got 7 left. This does D3 damage a pop. This could kill him. Are the Power Fists charged up enough? Will this be enough to rip its head off? Yes, it will. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a dead Mauler Fiend.
Does it explode?
Does it explode?
No.
It does not explode, and the Terminator's complete target priority number 2 goes down. The knight is still standing there, but squeaky bum time that was. Fighting back with the bikes. The regular attacks did nothing, and we've got 2 hits with a fist. The 6 rolled over and did a 5 with death to the correct emperor. So that's 3 hits in total. Strength 6, toughness. You can re-roll that one as well. Okay, so 2 wounds because the skull is a 1, right?
Yes.
And power fists are -3. So 2 5 up in buns because these are regular Terminators.
Yeah,
And I make them both. I hold firm. We've checked across the battle grid. There are no morale checks to make. Oh, I forgot. Land Speeder Storm. Gonna charge a Predator. You get to Overwatch with 4 las cannons, don't you dare.
It's 1.
1 hit.
And then the Havocs, which is D6.
D6 with the Havocs. Havocs miss, but does the las cannon hurt? Yes, it does, and it burns straight through. It does D6 damage. And does 2 damage. Now I've got to get in with the Land Speeder Storm. 11. That will be enough. I don't want to kill it. I can't kill it, but I just want to stop it shooting. So the Land Speeder Storm flies flat out into the side of that Predator, takes a las cannon hit and bounces off the hull as it goes in. And as it does go in, it damaged itself and took a wound as the Predator hit back again. I would like to say it was going so fast, he's dented his front grille. And that's the end of that combat, and that's the end of turn 1, and it has been a brutal, brutal turn. There's no morale checks to take across the board here. These Terminators holding firm, and my Chaplain holding firm, and this Forge Fiend was a significant threat, and you forced me to get out of my vehicles. And now the knight is free to rampage on. You've still got a unit of Terminators in reserve. Got the Berserkers up there, but I think, looking across, I mean, you've got some troops scattered around. The Berserkers up there, Terminators coming in. Do you really want to push them all in here? I don't think you've got... you could push them all in here and try and box me in a corner. That is a very viable tactic. Yeah, I don't know. This game is a long way from over. Let's go to Black Legion turn 2. Here we are after turn 2 for the Black Legion. The first thing I want to talk about is just how much board control they have, because there's 5 guys in there, 5 guys in there, 5 guys in there, and this is only turn 2. So I need to break through all of the stuff that's coming up into my lines and come back to try and take these objectives. Remember, there's an objective at the point of every single one of these pillars. So even though the Khorne Berserkers are back here and the Land Raider isn't firing in turn 2, and it had to go around the scouts, strangely enough, you can't go through, no more tank shock. But even though the Land Raider is back here, in turn 4 or 5, the Berserkers are going to be all over the installation, so actually staying back a bit doesn't trouble you too much.
No, it doesn't.
No, you're quite happy with that for now. And the next squad of Terminators came in here, the last squad with Melters. Now, actually drawing line of sight on some of my troops was pretty hard, because there is a unit of scouts here, and that prevented you coming in right to the edge of the landing pad where you wanted to be. I do want to point something out. This is the 4th game myself and Luke have played against each other, 13th versus Black Legion every single time. And what's that there, Luke?
Well, that'll have to be one of your helmets.
One of my helmets. You defiler, you. I am going to kill that guy.
Not if he kills you first.
Not if he kills me first. But I like it. I absolutely like it. So he is a veteran from other campaigns, and he is one of the white helmets of the 13th embedded on one of his many spikes. Now, because you deep struck in there, you are a bit far back, and there's a couple of the Melters in that squad that can't draw line of sight, but you can draw line of sight on one of these vehicles. This knight at 6 wounds is in its worst state, its crippled state. It can only move 6, and it hits on 5s when it shoots and when it attacks. But I suspect that Razorback is very, very dead. And then the other Terminator's coming around the side of that board. You've basically got entire board control there. I'm going to need to push out of here. Right, the bikes fell back. They can't shoot, they can't assault, they don't have the fly keyword, so they're just pulling back after coming forward. Next turn they'll be able to influence the game, and this Predator won't be able to shoot as well because it fell back. So no shooting coming from here, which gives that suicidal Land Speeder Storm pilot one more attempt at slamming into another vehicle to prevent it shooting again before he gets lit up by the bikes or something else. I like these Storms. A little bit expensive, but that movement 18, that's I think I'm going to be bringing them again in 8th edition. So, some push, some board control, no more psychics because I killed the demon. Let's go on to the shooting phase. In the shooting phase, combi bolters on top of the rhinos coming in at my unit of scouts, doing nothing to them. And now round here, these Terminators are trying to clear away this unit of scouts, still not in flamer range. Forced to wound with these bolters. That was 4 wounds, 4 up save, and 6 up iron hands. Only 1 dies. Then after that, Storm Bolter came in here. Combi Bolter did nothing to these Marines. And now we have 3 Melters in the Razorback.
Yeah, the red one's the Lord. It's 2s.
Okay. And you reroll 1s. Oh dear. So 2 hits, strength 8, toughness 7. Well, only 1 wound. That's unfortunate because you wanted to crack it open so the knight could come charging through, right?
Yeah.
It burns through the armour and does 5 damage, putting this down to 5 wounds remaining. And looking across the battle grid, I think that's it for your shooting. I shut down so much shooting. Apart from the Imperial Knight,
that's it, yeah.
I shut down so much shooting there. Stopping that thing. So the knight hits on 5s. It's got a melter, it's got its big gun, and it's got its storm spear, and as the Americans would say, it is in a target-rich environment. Okay, the knight is firing its melter at the Razorback, and he doesn't want this banging into the Predator again and again and again. Bear in mind that these units can't shoot at that storm, so he's going to fire all the other guns down at the land speed of Storm. So what are we starting with?
Storm Spear.
Storm Spear, hitting on 5s now. Ooh, that's 2 hits. You'll wound on 3s, and it's at -2 as we found out before. So I have 6 ups, which I fail, and I think it does a flat 3 damage or D3. It's enough damage. He's only got 4 left. So it does die. Does it blow up on a 6? No. So maybe that was overkill because the Gatling cannon didn't get to fire, but you guaranteed it was dead. I imagine that was just a blitzkrieg of solid rounds going in front of that Predator, wiping out that Storm. Now the Melter on the Razorback misses.
Command point.
Command point, okay. You need a 5. Oh, you hit. And you're in Melter range. So this is a 3 to wound, strength 8, toughness 7. And you wound, so 2d6, pick the highest. I don't get any armor to this. That's a 6. It was on 5 left. It's dead. You kill the Razorback. Does it blow up? 5. It does not. 5 guys getting out this way. Don't want to put them there because that just pulls the knight closer when he charges. How many get tangled in the wreckage and brought down? None of them. They all make it out of that ruined Razorback. That's the end of the shooting phase. So assault phase down here. Flamer. There's a Flamer in that squad, so that's 3 auto hits. I need 6s. I don't do anything. Did a wound with a bolt gun. 3 up save. And it's fine. Let's chuck a grenade. Miss. And your knight will be in. Any other assaults, sir?
I'm going to try the scouts, yeah.
Yep. No wounds caused on Overwatch. You need 6 to get in there. And they're in. The Terminators will wet their blades. The Terminators are here. The Imperial Knight, Chaos Knight is there. Got a long charge, so he's pulled it all the way down into my lines because when it blows up, he wants to do as much damage with mortal wounds if it blows up. Using the Titanic Feet, that's 12 attacks hitting on 5s because he's crippled. And that doesn't look good.
No, not at all.
Did you only get 2?
I only got 2.
Okay. You're going to wound on 2s because strength 8. 2 wounds. It's -2 AP. So I need 5 ups. And I make 1 and it does D3 damage on a... That's 3 damage, 3 6 ups. And you just kill 1 Space Marine.
Yay.
Then over here, 5 Terminators versus 2 Scouts. Scouts are dead. That was easy. Then they pile into the Storm. My turn to hit back. Storm hits on 3s, strangely enough. And it wounds on 4. Strength 4, toughness 4 doesn't do anything. And then we'll go over to the Tactical Marines. 3 normal Tactical Marines hitting on 3s and wounding on 6s. Nada. And the Sergeant with his Power Sword hitting on 3s. And he misses both. And that's the end of Black Legion turn 2. The 13th are going to need to respond with some aggression here. Let's go on to Space Marines. Turn 2. They keep coming in waves. Need to fight my way out of this corner, assuming the assault Terminators can take care of that Imperial Knight, that Renegade Knight. Then I need to throw Daka down into these Terminators because they're a significant threat as well. And there's Melt around on this flank here. I just need to bite down on the mouthpiece and shoot. So that's what I'm gonna do. And the Scouts trying to charge that Land Raider one more time, trying to slow it down, doing their job. Graffitiing on the side, yeah. Okay, let's just shoot. That's all I can do. Oh no, let's just do some psychic stuff first. So, Smite. 12 is a Perils. Sagan Mir takes D3 mortal wounds, which is 4 mortal wounds, and he gets 4 6-up Iron Hands chapter tactic saves, which he fails them all. He has 1 wound left, but this does D6 damage to the Imperial Knight, and it's only got 6 wounds left. 3. Do I command point that in the psychic phase? Yes, I do.
Oh.
1. I shouldn't have command pointed it in the psychic phase. And Librarians in Terminator armor have 5 wounds. 5 wounds. So he's got 1 wound left, which is why I didn't re-roll that with a command point goodness. And now let's do Might of Heroes on something. Let's do it on himself. And that passes. He gets an extra attack, an extra strength, an extra goodness. So after taking that Perils, he decided to channel some of that power back into himself. Right, let's shoot stuff. Terminators must die. There's a Melter in that squad, hitting on a 3. Wounding on a 2. you have an invulnerable save, which you fail. 2d6 at this range, 3 damage. 1 Terminator is dead. Throw a grenade, which hits and wounds, -2, so you have a 4-up, which you make, and then rapid fire, 1 hit, 1 wound, 2-up save.
Oh.
And the ones are a fail. 1 takes a wound. Heavy bolter from here, hitting on 4s because I moved. All 3 hit. Wounding on 3s. All 3 wounded. -1 is 3-up saves 3 times, and 1's already dropped a wound. That's another 1 dead, and another 1 on 1 wound. Cerberus launcher, heavy d6, 4 shots, hitting on 3s. 4s because it's heavy, and wounding on 4s. 1 more wound, 1 2-up save. Die, Terminators die. Over here, same deal. Cerberus launcher, 5 shots. 2.5, 4.5 wounds to get through. Hitting on 4s because it's heavy, 1 hit the table. So that'll be 3 because that knocked over that 1. 1 more wound. 1 more 4-up. 2-up, sorry, which you make. Heavy bolter, 4s to hit because it's heavy. 2 hits. 3s to wound. 1 wound. 1 3-up. And you make it. So that's that little bit. Let's fire some sniper weaponry from the snipers. Fire the missile first in, hitting on a 3, which misses. Rerolling 1s because Solgaro stood there. That's a hit. And rerolling 1s to wound. That's a wound. -2 on a missile, which you pass. Now 9 sniper shots. 4s to hit, rerolling 1s. And that was 4 misses. And 4s to wound, rerolling 1s. There's 2 1s. Oh no. So in the end, 1 mortal wound will kill 1, and that's an addition, so 2 2-up saves. And it kills 1 because 1 was already on a wound and he failed another save, so yeah, 1's on 2 wounds, 1's on 1 wound. Let's fire mastercrafted bolt rifle at him, hitting on a 1, it's hitting on a 3, rerolling 1s, that's a hit. Wounding on a 4, doesn't wound. Right, drawing back. Hurricane bolters, 12 shots going down there. And I'm going to do the twin assault cannons because I know my luck. And the multi-melter is going to go up and hit those bikes over there. So let's do the hurricane bolters. I moved around on purpose, so I am in range of Solgaro and the lieutenant. So I'm hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and everything hit. This is where I roll a bunch of 1s and 2s and 3s though, because I need 4s to wound. Because they're just bolters.
Oh.
And there's a couple of 1s. Yeah, told you. So in the end, I did 12 hits, but only 4 wounds. 4 2-up saves.
All fine.
And you make them. So here's the 12 dice. Let's do 12 twin cannon shots. There was 3 2s there. So that was 9 hits. Strength 6, toughness 4. I need 3s. Re-rolling 1s. No 1s, but 3 2s. That was 7 wounds in total, sir. At -1 is 7 3-up saves. I've got 3 to get through here. 1, 2, just 2. 1 is left with 1 wound left. And then the multi-melter up there at the bikes, hitting on a 3. That's a hit. Wounding on a... That's not a wound. I needed a 3 because they were toughness 5. So this Land Raider, let's do heavy bolters on that 1 wound Terminator. And las cannons up there. He's only got a wound left. Heavy bolters. And I rolled too many dice. So I'll take away an extra 1. 2 hits. I need 3s to wound. 2 wounds, 2 3-up saves. And he finally falls. Excellent. 4 las cannons up at the Terminators because I want to kill him. And I bet you take him away last. 3s to hit because they're heavy, but I can move with power and machine spirit and fire. 2s to wound, strength 9, toughness 4. They all wound. It's -3 AP, but you get +1 because we said this would provide +1 cover. So it's basically -2, putting you on 4 ups. So 4 ups. And you make 3 of them, only 1. It does d6 damage. If I roll a 1, which I didn't do, it vaporizes 1. Take him away. No. So now the Predator can fire up at the platform 2 las cannons. It moved, so it's hitting on 4s and wounding on a 2. That's a wound, 1 4-up again, which you make. 2d3 with a Predator auto cannon. That's only 3 shots. Hitting on 4s because I moved. Re-rolling 1s because the soul arrow is right there. 1 hit. Strength 7. 1 wound. And 1 save. Predator did nothing. So, Dreadnought up there. He stayed still. Brother Matthias. He can do it. 4,000 years old. He knows how to hit. Hitting on 3s. Re-rolling 1s. 2 hits with the las cannon. Wounding on 2s. Re-rolling 1s. Is that a 1? No. 2 wounds. And 2 more saves. They are blessed by some demonic force. I'm going to hit you with a missile launcher. Hits. Wounds. -2 but +1 for the terrain. What'd you get?
6.
That was a 6.
Yes.
They are definitely blessed by some dark gods. I think that's all my bang down here. Oh, Vindicare. 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 Up there. Can I see you? Yes, I can. See that chap there. So hitting on a 2. And he misses. Brilliant shot. Well done, lad. Terminators. Terminators on the bikes. 2 missile launchers. They're heavy, so it hits on 4s. Both miss. And then 25 Stormbolters in at those bikes. And the 25 Stormbolters did a wound. And then round here, the scouts fired at that. Did nothing at that. And that's the end of my shooting phase. Everything, and I mean everything, targeting that unit of Terminators to kill them, which leaves that unit of Terminators there. If I get rid of the Terminators in the night and the bikers in this assault, then it leaves the Predator and just the troops and the Berserkers back there. And I can start to push out of this corner because right now I have been just trapped. It's been bad. So let's continue to push through these traitors. This unit of Terminators will charge the knight. This unit of Terminators will charge those bikes. Let's do some Overwatch. These Terminators made it into assault and both melters hit and wounded, and the Crux Terminatus did not keep them safe. 2 Terminators brought down by melter fire there, just microwave beamed to death. That was painful. Of course, these Terminators got in along with Sagan Mir and the Chaplain, no Overwatch from the Imperial Knight, the Renegade Knight, because he was already locked up. And these scouts are in with the Land Raider, no wounds taken on Overwatch as well. Spread out like this, because again, you can't go through. He's going to have to go round. With the Land Raider, I learnt my lesson last turn with you interrupting. So I'm going to strike with the Terminators first against the Imperial Knight, because I don't want to do the scouts and then your Knight smashes some of my guys. And I got 5 hammers left, I think. 4 hammers left, but they do a flat 3 damage, so I only need 2 of these wounds to go through. Now, they hit on 4s because they're unwieldy, but they start off by hitting on 3s, and then re-roll natural fails. So I can't re-roll those 3s. And then I take away the 3s. So that's 4 hits. Strength 8, toughness 8. 1 wound at -3 AP. You get a 6-up save.
Nope.
And take 3 damage and go down to 2 left. Right, you have 2 command points. Do you want to spend your last 2 command points to interrupt any of this? So Luke's not spending any command points to interrupt. So Might of Heroes on Sagan Mir gets an extra attack. So he's up to 4 attacks. He will hit on 3s. And he will reroll because of the Chaplain. He's up to strength 6 with his axe because of Might of Heroes, but it doesn't really matter, because he's still wounding on 5s. 1 wound. It's a force axe, should I say. And that goes through. And his force axe does D3 damage. How many wounds has the knight left?
2.
Can Sagan Mir take him down? Yes, he can. The knight is destroyed. Perils and the warp flickering through him has powered him up and smashed the last fuel line from his leg. I hope he doesn't blow up. That was one hell of an evil laugh there, my friend. That was an evil laugh.
On Black Legion.
So the Black Legion have the last laugh when this knight blows up. Everything within 2d6 inches is going to take 6 mortal wounds. There's a lot of stuff there. How big is this explosion though? This is critical. 11-inch explosion. You're going to hit a lot of stuff. We'll have to do this off camera. It's going to take all day. Boom. That hurt. 6 wounds taken off of the bad guys and 1 wound there. That was nice. However, this unit entirely wiped out. 3 in this squad entirely wiped out. 2 Terminators died. Only 1 wound taken off of that Land Raider. Sounds good, right? But 6 taken off of this one and 6 taken off of the Predator. 1 wound taken off of Brother Matthias. 1 wound taken off of the Lieutenant. 1 of the Sniper Scouts died. Lots of mass destruction here, and we've yet to do the explode results on my HQ. Brother Captain Soul, Garrow, how many mortal wounds does he take?
1.
Just 1. Whew. He has a 6 up, which he passes. Nice. He does not bend. He's had Chaos Knight's blow up in his face before. He holds his shield aloft, but that was devastating. And we still have this assault to do here. So let's go on to that. I killed my sergeant when on the Overwatch, so there's 6 fists there, hitting on 4s because they're unwieldy, and there's 1 hit. Oh, I should also mention that I burned a command point, trying to keep stuff alive there, because the chaplain is dead, and Sagan Mir is dead. Both Sagan Mir have fallen and the chaplain from that explosion. Terrible, terrible times. To wound, I failed to wound. I failed to wound. These guys, hit by the shockwave as it blows across the battle grid, snuff their attacks, and you get to strike back, sir. What are you doing first?
Do the normal attacks first.
3s to hit.
1 hit. No wounds.
No wound, and now you've got Power Fist.
Power Fist. With an additional.
Death to the False Emperor.
That one goes.
Yeah, just 1 hit.
Wound.
1 wound. I need a 5 up and run, which I fail, and this does D3 damage.
Yeah, 1 gone.
2 damage, 2 6 up, and another 1 falls. And now we're on to the morale phase, and this is going to sting. So Terminators are leadership 9, so even if I rolled a 6 plus 3 is 9, they will hold, as will the Terminators hold. Sagan. Ah dear. Over here, I lost 3 in this squad, and 2 plus 3 is 5, they hold, and all the other morale tests I don't need to take. And that's only turn 2. And Demon Princes have died. Imperial Knights have died. Just so much death, so much destruction. Turn 2 only. So let's go on to turn 3 of this bloodbath. If this continues, there won't be very much left by the end of the game. Here we are after the movement phase for the Black Legion. As the smoke clears, another wave of Terminators come clambering down from the installation, trying to block my advance. They are selling themselves cheap, these elite units of the Black Legion, which means all their precious troops can hold on to this installation here. Finally, 1 squad has managed to get out, their feet now on the battle grid. Of course, the scouts did nothing in combat to that Land Raider, and it's gone round again 1 more time. 1 of the rhinos has been dispatched up to deal with them next turn, because they can get out and then assault and then destroy those scouts next turn, but they are proving meddlesome. I'm delaying him up that side of the table as much as he's delaying me up this side of the table. In the shooting phase, bolt pistols, plasma pistol into the Terminators, but they hold. The Predators firing its Havoc launcher at Storm and all 4 las cannons into the Land Raider here. Now it can finally clear its turrets, its sights 1 more time. 3s to hit. And 3 hits there. It needs 3s to wound, strength 9, toughness 8. And that's 3 wounds. It's minus 3 AP, but Land Raiders have a 2-up save. So I need 5s. And I fail all of them. This does D6 damage each. 10 in total. It had 15 left after that massive explosion. It's down to 5 left. Bits of ceramite hanging off of it now. The Havoc bouncing over there doing nothing. 1 of the scouts dying to small arms. There was a sergeant with a sword here dying to small arms. And now we have Melter Fire, Flamer Fire, Everything Fire from the Lord. And the 4 remaining Terminators coming into the Assault Terminators here. What are you firing first?
I'm going to fire the units first and then the Lord. So the Melters from the unit.
3s to hit.
Re-rolling 1s.
Yep, because there's a Lord. 1 hit. It's only 2. That's a wound. I have a Storm Shield, which helps, which deflects the blow.
And then the Flamer,
5 hits. This will wound on 4s.
2.
Just 2. 2 up Terminator save. And I fail 1, 6 up.
Nice.
And I pass 1. with my chapter tactics.
And then the Lord
He hits.
Wounds.
And he wounds. Storm Shield. Doesn't hold. D6. 6. I need 6. 6 up. No, I'll just kill one. I'll kill one at the front, making your charge even longer, because I'd prefer to charge you. And that's it for shooting for the Black Legion. They haven't got very many assets left, but I'm still stuck in this corner. It's got some charges coming on. Terminators coming in to Terminators. That Rhino's going to try and charge my scouts, locking them up so they can't fall back and charge, because when you fall back you can't charge. It'll free up the Land Raider next turn. Anyway, you need an 8 here, I believe. And you get a 7. You've got 2 command points. You're spending 1. You get an 8. You make the charge. And over here you need a 4. Something like that.
Yeah.
And they are in as well. We did this combat, no damage done to each other. Now we're over here. The Chaos Lord made it in as well. He rolled a 10, so he's also in. So Chain Fist and Power Fist coming in, hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and then you apply the modifier.
Plus I've got the additional hat that hits,
So that's it. And then it's Strength 8, right?
Yeah.
So let's do these.
2s.
So 3 wounds caused,
Yeah.
3 Storm Shields. And make them all. Block all of them. What else you got in there? Swords, claws?
I've got axes.
Okay.
So I'll do axes and lightning claws first.
Lightning claws. You get an extra attack with lightning claws if they're paired. Are they paired?
Yes, they are. So
You get reroll that one, yeah. That's a hit, force to wound. That's a wound.
And then...
And lightning claws are -2. So a shield holds.
That's the Lord.
Is it? He only has 2 attacks.
No, he's got 4, sorry. You roll that one.
Roll the 1. So 3 attacks so far. And what has he got? An axe.
Yes.
So 3 wounds there. Need my shield one more time. 1 gets through. And then a 6 up for an opponent. Which I make. Wow. So that just happened. They hold firm my last 2 remaining vets. Now the decisions are, do I attack your Terminators or do I smush the Lord? Those are difficult decisions because they'll do 3 damage a pop. I think he's got 5 wounds, but he's got a 4 up and run, right? It's got Signal of Corruption. So I will attack your Terminators. Hopefully I'll be able to damage you. You weren't able to damage me. Here are my attacks, force to hit. Only 1 hit. It would be 3s, but -1 because if it's a hammer. I need a 2. That's a wound. You have a 5 up and run, which you make. Right. So we actually bounce off of each other. And now we go to this combat here. So 2 attacks from...
Power Fist.
Power Fist, yep.
An additional 1 for the 6.
Yep, so 2 hits. And
2 wounds.
2 wounds. 2 5 up and vulnerable saves. Which I fail both. Each do D3 damage.
2
damage each. So 2 on the first guy. 6 ups and 2 on the second guy. Your Power Fist Sarge just wiped them out. Terminators falling on this flank and they can consolidate 3 if they want to. Terminators holding firm in the centre flank, and that's the end of Black Legion turn 3, and that was nasty. And again I have another wave to deal with right in the centre. Have these bikes going backwards and forwards, and I've sent 5 Terminators after these bikes, and there's 2 Melters and a Fist in there, and they've repelled boarders. They're heroes, well, to the eyes of the Black Legion, traitors to my eyes. And I'm still in the corner, not through one to try and need to get out of here. Let's go on to the movement phase for the Space Marines and try and finally kill stuff. Here we are after my movement phase. The Terminators embarked, fell back and embarked in that. And I've spent a command point for Iron Hands. It's called Machine Empathy. Basically, my Dreadnought can move and fire without suffering the penalties to moving and firing heavy weapons, because he had to move out of the way to get the Land Raider through. So in other game turns, I can try and get up there. I need to kill these and kill the guys inside there to win this game. It's still only turn 3. I have got enough time to do this. I don't know if I've got enough gun to do this, but let's pull the trigger. Right, let's thin down some Terminators. Hurricane Bolters firing in first. Everything from this Land Raider into that unit of Terminators. 24 shots with the Hurricane Bolters, and I'm re-rolling hit rolls of 1, re-rolling wound rolls of 1 because of the Captain-Lieutenant combo, Lieutenant combo. People don't like it when I say Lieutenant. 2 hit the floor. I'll do all the re-rolls. 8 wounds caused, 8 2-up saves. One's already taken a wound.
So one
dies.
One
takes a wound. Assault cannons. 3s to hit. Re-rolling 1s, and there's a lot of 2s. There's another one. Okay. And that was 9 hits. And 3s to wound. Re-rolling 1s. So that was quite good. That was 8 wounds in total at -1. So 8 3-up saves on your Terminators.
Ooh. One gone, and then
so
2
3
gone.
more wounds, and 1 was already on a wound. So yeah, it kills 2 more, leaving 1 left. And he's going to get a melter to the face, hitting on a 3, wounding on a 2. That's a wound, 5-up invulnerable save, which he fails 2d6 damage at this range. And he gets melted.
That's the one with the helmet.
And that was the one with the helmet?
Yeah!
Yeah, brilliant. It means that helmet has been melted to slag, so you have to remove it from the model now, because that was a melter hit, it wasn't a bolt gun.
Yeah, but I've killed a lot more 13s today, haven't I?
So you can find a few more helmets.
Yes, I might add a few more on the spikes as well.
Right, I'm now going to kill your thing instead then. I'll start off with the Vindicare, because he's going to die. He's going to die. Hitting on a 2. Wounding on a 2 because he's an infantry. That will do, and it's -3 AP, so you get, and you don't get your invuln, so you'll just get your 5-up save.
3.
That's a 3.
Yeah.
And this does D3 damage. 1 damage.
Ow.
I might as well fire the remaining snipers at him and a missile at one of these rhinos. The missile hits and
6 on 5.
damages. So -2, so you get a 5-up on the rhino, and you roll 2 dice.
What did I do? Was it 1?
Just 1 dice.
Right, do it again then. There you go.
Oh, and this does D6 damage with a missile. 3 damage. And then let's fire the sniper rounds into the captain in Terminator armor. Black Legion traitor.
Lord.
He's not a lord to me, sir. 3s to hit. That was 7 hits. I need 4s to wound, and any 6s, because they're sniper rounds, do mortal wounds. So I get 1 6 and 3 2-up saves.
So I do 2-up saves and then...
And just 1 more dice. 1 more dice. In the end, he takes a wound to a sniper and a wound to the Vindicator. He is down to 4 wounds left.
Yes.
Let's take out that rhino. Matthias on the rhino. Twin Laz. Both hit because of machine empathy. 3s. Both wound. -3 AP on the Laz. And you save 1. This will do D6 damage on him. 6 damage. How many's on left? He's got 2 left. And now the missile launcher hits and wounds. That's -2, so you need a 5-up. No. And this will do D6 damage as well. 3. It's dead. Does it blow up, sir?
Nope.
No, it does not blow up. How many guys inside?
5.
I hope they burn as they get out. 1's coming up on 1-1. Just 1-1.
1-1.
Okay, they don't burn. They clamber out. Just 1 gets snagged. Alright, that was good. I purposely didn't move the land speed storms on purpose because they have heavy weaponry, hoping, not expecting, to blow up one of the rhinos. So one of the rhinos is down. Some of the troops are finally on the table. Let's fire the heavy bolt from that one into the troops, hitting on 3s and only 1 hit. Wound on a 3 with a heavy bolter. That's a wound, -1 AP, so you need a 4-up, which you fail. Kills another one. Cerberus launcher, heavy D6. 6 shots. Look at that. But it is only strength 4 AP dash. 3s to hit. And 2 wounds.
Fine.
And you're fine. So let's fire the other one at you. Heavy bolter, 3s to hit. 1 hit, 3s to wound. 1 wound. 4-up save. Fine. D6 shots with the Cerberus. Again, 6. Exactly the same thing. 3s to hit. That's cocked. 4 hits. 4s to wound. 2 more wounds. 2 3-up saves. I think they did exactly the same amount of damage. So that killed 2. Which is interesting because I wanted to put the Predator autocannon into the Land Raider. So now I think I'm going to fire the Predator. Or I can fire those bikes. I don't like those bikes, which will leave him to fire at the Lord. Yeah. Let's do 4 las cannons point blank at that. He's only got 4 wounds left, right?
Him then, full point blank.
Yeah. Yeah, 4 las cannons at that Lord. Well, I've only got 5 wounds left. So I'm going to put everything at him. Everything. 4 las cannons hitting on 4s. 2 hits. Wounding on 2s. 2 wounds. 2 sigil of corruption saves. No! Die heretic. Heavy boltus. 4s to hit. Look at that. 4 hits. 3s to wound. 3 wounds. -1. 3 up saves.
Takes a wound.
Takes a wound. I didn't kill him.
No, you didn't.
Which means he's free to melt her and do his stuff next turn. I might have to charge him. Now what do I fire the Predator at? Yeah, the troops aren't a threat, but they are. There's melters and fists, so Predator firing at the bikes. Predator stays still, las cannons hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, and I miss with both las cannons. 2 D3 shots with the Predator autocannon. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 shots hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1, so there's a 2. Strength 7, toughness 5, 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. DOS wounds, and 2 fails, and they do 3 damage each, so it'll kill that one and kill another one. You can kill the guy with the melter or the guy with the fist, or the sergeant with the fist. Guy with the melter, guy with the fist. Guy with the melter staying there. And that's the end of my turn 3. Only turn 3. I think they have a morale test to make, but they're leadership 9, they lose 3, so they're okay, because the Black Legion trait and the increased leadership. I could charge your thing, which means he's going to have to fall back and he won't melt her. So yeah, I'm going to have to charge him. This Land Raider is going to charge him, which he misses, and then I charge that far. Because otherwise, next turn you'd be free to melt, because you've got a melt gun in his hand, right?
Yeah.
And I didn't want him coming up and melting one of these Land Raiders. As it stands, this way I just roll over him. And after the assault phase, we did not damage each other. And that's the end of Space Marines turn 3. So the Black Legion still control the centre of the grid, but I think I've repelled all the threats now. Demons and Knights and Terminators and everything. Still got a Melter there. Still got a Tri-Las Predator there. Still got the Hounds of Abaddon in your Land Raider there. Let's descend into turn 4 as we get closer and closer to the end game. So in the movement phase, the last biker with a melt gun coming around the corner to finish what they started. The Hounds of Abaddon are moving up the table inside the transport, and your Warlord is still in there. His feet have not hit this battle grid yet. The 2 that got blown out of the Rhino have got back and are holding tight onto that objective. That Rhino is empty because that squad is
hunkered down around it.
Hunkered down around there, being very tactical for Black Legion. There's still a squad in that Rhino. And the Tri-Las Predator has not moved. And his Lord is staying locked up with the Land Raider. So, interesting stuff. Consolidating your position around the listening outpost in the centre. And I imagine trying to pop one of these vehicles down here with the las cannons on your Land Raider, which you can finally fire in turn 4. Biker Melter firing at the Predator because it's only got 5 wounds left. Hits and wounds on a 3. That's a wound. Burns through the armour. Only got 5 wounds left, and that's a 4. He's down to 1 left.
You might as well try and do the bolters as well.
Bolt was at it as well, yeah. 4 bolt shots at this range because you're within 12. And you're hitting on 3s and you're wounding on 5s. I think they're toughness 7. There's a wound.
Well, yes,
3 up. Predator dies. Does it blow up? No, it does not blow up, but at least he takes out the Predator. He's been annoying all game. Now the Predator firing all of his las cannons. You sure you don't want to split fire?
I haven't really got... That's quite tight viewing.
At the storm. Okay, 3s to hit. And 3s to wound. And I don't get a save because it's -3 and I've got 4 up save. And he's dead. And he blows up 106. And he does not blow up. You take out 2 vehicles easily. Then over here, 2 las, twin las coming at the storm with the heavy bolters, and twin las coming down at the dreadnought. What do you want to fire first, sir?
I'll fire the heavy bolter.
Okay.
Just Get my
Threes to hit,
nice hit.
because you can move and fire heavy weapons with Land Raider. And 5s to wound. There's 3 wounds there. 3 5-up saves. I take 2. He's down to 5 wounds remaining. 2 louds come in. 1 hit. Skull is a 1. 1 wound. It burns straight through my armour. 2. So only 4 in total from him. They start off with 7. He's got 3 left. And then the other twin lads are Brother Matthias down here. So 3s to hit. Both miss. That's the end of the shooting phase. Doesn't want to charge into the Land Raider Crusader because there's 37 shots on Overwatch and he wants to keep that melter alive. And if he doesn't kill it, then there's going to be no melter firing next turn. And then I have to deal with that melter in my shooting phase, have to take him out. And he hasn't got a fist on him, so he doesn't want to waste that charge. So it's straight onto the assault and your Lord hits my Land Raider on 2s, re-rolling 1s and 6s explode.
So an additional.
So that 1 is a re-roll and the 6 is an additional.
Yeah, so.
And he hits on 2s. And he wounds on 5s because it's a axe.
There's 1 there.
And I need 4-up saves. And I make them both. Land Raider has d6 attacks back. 4 attacks back. I hit on 6s. 1 hit. I win on the 2 because strength 8. No wounds. And that's the end of. Oh, this one over here, which we keep doing off camera. We'll do this one on camera.
1 hit.
1 hit this time.
No wounds.
No wound. And I've got a sergeant and a scout. 3s to hit. 5s to wound. 1 wound on your rhino finally. And you make the save. Yeah, I think that empty rhino and those scouts are going to be revving around each other for the remainder of the game.
Clambering on top.
Yeah, clambering on top, trying to rip the hatch open. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's move on to Space Marines turn 4. These are all the assets I have left. I barely made it out of this corner. He's providing blocking action, that land speed of storm on the Land Raider. There's 2 Hammonators in there. Haven't got them out yet. Turn 5 next turn. Broke out of combat here, which means the Land Raider can't shoot. And I'm going to try and kill him with sniper fire. And if the sniper fire fails, Solgaro will go in and take his head. Let's shoot stuff. So, the only thing really I want to fire is the Vindicare Assassin across at his lord, hitting on a 2. Yep, that happened. I've got 2 command points left. Yeah, I'm going to burn 1. Hitting on a 2, nice. Wounding on a 2. That's a wound. No invuln, but -3, which you fail, and this does D3 damage. He's got 3 left. And the Vindicare puts him down to 1 wound. Got 8 sniper rounds here coming in at him, and 1 missile is going to shoot that bike. So missile on the bike, hits, wounds on a 3, wounds, -2, so you have a 5-up save.
Nope.
Nope, and this does D6 damage, dead bike. Now the remaining sniper shots must kill this Chaos Lord. 3s to hit and re-rolling 1s, so I roll 4 2s. 4s to wound, but a 6 will cause a mortal wound. He's got 1 wound left, just looking for 1 6 to kill him. No 6s at all, but 4 2-up saves for you to make, sir. And there's 2 skulls. The Chaos Lord has gone down. Sniper fire. Storm fired at the Raider, did nothing, and now Matthias is going to try and pop that one. So there's still guys inside. So missile launcher hits on a 3, re-rolling 1s because I'm right in range there, and misses. So 2 twin lads are going to have to do it. 2 hits, 3s to just 1,
Go through.
and this does D6 damage. That's 6 damage, putting that Rhino down to 4 left.
No, it was on 2.
Was it on 2?
It was on 6. It's down to 2.
Okay, it was on 6. I just did 6 damage.
Oh, crikey! Look at my maths.
Is it dead?
It is dead.
I didn't know I hurt it earlier on. Okay,
Yeah.
so does it blow up?
Yes.
It does blow up. Oh no. 1 mortal wound on the Land Raider, 2 mortal wounds on that troop squad there, and the guys inside, 1s count as skulls are 1s.
Yes.
3 of them got killed in the explosion. Ah, dear, that stings. Interestingly, that leaves the Land Raider free to fire. So I'm going to do the hurricane bolters and the assault cannon at them, and the melter can actually hit the predator or the land raider. I think I'll fire it at the land raider. So 12 shots with the hurricane bolters because you're just outside of 12 there, and I'm hitting on 4s.
Re-rolling those ones?
Yeah, because Garrett's still just there. Sorry, still hitting on 3s on 9 wounds. So here's the re-rolls. That was pretty good. That was a 3 before I knocked it over. Wounding on 4s, re-rolling 1s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 wounds on those last 2 guys.
Gone.
And they're gone. So I didn't even have to do the assault cannon at them. Do the multi-melter over there. Hits on a 3. That was a 1. Re-rolling. And that's another 1. Snake eyes. Doesn't hurt the land raider. And that's the end of my turn 4. Interesting times. The bike's finally gone. All of your punch is gone. We're going on to turn 5. We're playing random game lengths, and at the end of turn 5, whoever has control of the majority of these objectives will win the game, plus an extra point for Slay the Warlord. And my hero has had his feet on this battle grid, breathing the air of this planet since the beginning of the game. But this traitor has yet to come out of his land raider. Will he come out in this turn? We'll do this little fight off camera. Will he come out in this turn? Chaos Space Marines turn 5. So in the assault phase, I managed to take 2 wounds off that rhino. And those scouts are still holding firm. And in the movement phase, the only thing you moved is the land raider. Yes. Keeping the hands of Abaddon in there for this turn. You are controlling this objective here. That's 3 points, excuse me. And you're controlling this objective here. That's 6 points. Trilas Predator staying still. And it looks like you've got this land raider in a las cannon crossfire. What do you want to shoot at, sir?
I'm going to...
Is it a land raider?
Yes. So Trilas.
Yep.
Going for that land raider there.
Let's do it. Let's do that one first.
Let's do that one first. Yeah.
3s to hit. And that's 3 hits. And 3s to wound, strength 9, toughness 8. And that's 3 wounds. It's -3. So my 2 up becomes a 5 up. And I make 2 of them. You only get 1 through. D6 damage. 2 damage. You've got 1 command point left, I notice. Land Raider is down to 7, so it is in its crippled state. What else do you want to do to Land Raider?
I'll do the Havoc as well.
Havoc, yep, he stays still. Heavy D6, 2 shots, hitting on 3s. Wounding on 5s.
1 more. Normal.
And I save it. I think it's AP dash.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, now this thing.
Right, so heavy bolter.
Yeah.
At that.
Okay, yeah.
And the last cannons at that.
Okay, heavy bolters on this storm. It's only got 3 wounds left. So, will it finally succumb? 3s to hit, and you only get 3 hits there. You need 5s to wound, 1 wound, because it's strength 5, toughness 6.
Yeah.
-1 AP, a 5 up save. It's down to 2 wounds.
And all my last cannons into that.
You really don't like that Land Raider Crusader, do you?
I can't see
last
it.
cannon hit. Yeah, it can't. 3s to hit. All of them hit. 3s to wound.
All
Okay, all wound. That gunner knows what he's doing. 4, 5 up saves. I make 2. This is 2d6 damage. I've got 7 left. And that did 5. Last command point. 6 damage. The Land Raider lives, taking 8 las cannon rounds side on side with 1 damage left. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
Right, from that till a Leyland Speed of Storm is toughness 5, so it dropped another wound. Now we've got a melter and a bolter coming in. Shall we do the melter first? Because it's probably going to kill it. That is a hit. That is a wound, and even if you did 1 damage, it will die because it's got 1 left. It will blow up on a 6. It doesn't blow up, and the storm has gone. That cuts down quite a lot of my mobility. Then in that combat at the top, nothing happened, and he thought for a moment about charging his Land Raider in. But if he doesn't kill what he hits, 1, he's got to survive a lot of firepower coming in there. But if he doesn't kill what he hits, then that Land Raider will be locked up and not be able to fire its las cannons next turn. So at the end of turn 5 for the Chaos Space Marines, they currently have 6 points, 2 objectives. I have 0. I need to get myself some objectives. Here we are after my movement phase. I have a plan and it might work. So 1 command point left. The 2 Terminators got out and I'm now scoring that objective, and this Land Raider is scoring this objective. So it's 2 objectives each. I've moved Matthias over. He's got 7 wounds left and he can see one of the guys in that squad, and wounds spill in. So if I kill 1 or 2, then, and I take the Chaos Space Marines off this objective, then I'll have 2 and they'll have 1. And if it ends in turn 5, I'll win. Meanwhile, around here, this Land Raider can see that squad as well. So potentially I could blow them off both of the objectives and have a cheeky win if it ends in turn 5. Because if it doesn't, if it goes to turn 6, then this Land Raider can't take a combined quad, well, 8 las cannon shots to the face anymore. And then there's Terminators, there's Hounds of Abaddon spilling out of that in turn 6. Basically what I'm saying is I need it to end in turn 5. If it goes to turn 6, it's an unknown quantity. I don't know what will happen. This Land Raider now hitting on 4s, firing at those there. Heavy bolter. 4s to hit, re-rolling 1s, because Garrow stood there, and I roll 4 2s. Shocking. 3s to wound, re-rolling 1s. Just 1 wound with a 4-up save.
Nope.
And one of them dies. So now I'm going to have to do 4 las cannons at them. 4 las cannons, yep. 4 las cannons. 4s to hit. Re-rolling 1s, and there's 2 2s. But this is 2s to wound, re-rolling 1s. So what's the worst that could happen? 2 wounds, 2 6-up saves. And you have no command points left?
Nope.
And that squad is dead. So I have got 2 objectives, you've got 1 objective. The plan is coming together, just need the game to end. Let's fire 2 las cannons at this squad from Matthias, but he hits on 4s with no re-rolls, too far away. That didn't work. So Sniper will have to fire, hitting on a 2, wounding on a 2. Doesn't wound. They keep their heads down and duck from the sniper fire. And then Sniper fire, and this Land Raider hitting on 5s took 3 wounds off that Land Raider, putting it down to 13. And that's the end of game turn 5. And the player who goes first rolls first, and that was you. And you've got no command points left?
No.
Because you can command point re-roll this if you had 1 left.
So
But you don't.
3 or more, isn't it?
On a 3 or more, we go to turn 6, and we go to turn 6. Can the Black Legion take this installation?
Definitely.
Let's find out. We did this combat round here one more time, and no wounds done to each other, but fortunately for you, rhinos can move 12. So this rhino has sped around here and is within 3 inches of that objective, and is scoring that objective. So you've got 2 objectives back again. You've got these 2 guys hiding in there. That's the 2 objectives back again that you had. And the Land Raider, this Land Raider, kills my Land Raider, and you have 3 objectives. And what's more than that, the Dark Apostle senses that his moment is near, and is well aware that this is a troop squad, objective secured, and wants to go wheeling into them and destroy them utterly. If the Land Raider falls and my troops fall and my Terminators fall and I won't have very many assets left. This could be brutal. Let's go on to the shooting phase. From here, Melter shot. This time it counts. Misses. And the pistol hits and wounds on a 4. Wounds 4-up save with a 6-up.
Nice.
And they make it. These guys have been battling Land Raiders the whole game, and they're still alive. Then decided to fire the Land Raider first. All 4 las cannons into this 1 wound Crusader, and the heavy bolt was up at the scouts. 3s to hit with the las cannons, 3s to wound, 3 wounds, minus 3 AP, 3 5-up saves. He's gone, and he will blow up on a 6. He does not blow up. You take the Land Raider out. Now 6 heavy bolter shots up the table at the scouts.
Yeah.
3s to hit.
4 hit.
Is there a captain in there allowing you to reroll 1s?
You've got no.
No? Okay. 4 hits. 3's to wound. Strength 5, toughness.
Oh.
You only get 1 wound. And this is...
roll to wound and exalted.
Yeah, is that only in combat or is that shooting?
I will check.
You can check that. I'll roll for this save here, which will be a 5 up, which I make. So no rerolls there. Land Raider's gone though, but those scouts are still alive. Interesting. You have the Trilas Predator and lots of pistols coming in.
So
decisions.
Trilas at your Terminators, because that's what I can actually probably see.
They will lock shields and brace themselves.
Brace away.
3's to hit. 3 hits. 2's to wound. 2 wounds. 2 3 up and buns. 1 saves. 2. 2 saves. The shields hold firm. Havoc launches 6 shots. Heavy D6. Hitting on 3s. That's pretty good shooting. 5 hits. Wounding on 3s. 3 wounds. 3 2-up terminate saves. They stand firm. They will not bend. Pistols.
Pistols at the assassin.
Okay. So pistols and melters instead going in at Brother Matthias here. Honoured Brother Matthias. How many pistols you got there?
9 within the
okay.
The berserkers.
3's to hit. They are angry.
Well, they've been cooped up in there.
Yeah, I know. 5's to wound. I can see 2. 1. Rep save, which I pass, but there is a melter.
Melter shot.
Hits. Wounds on a 3. Does wound, and this will do d6 damage.
6.
6 damage. He was on 7. He has 1 wound left. At least the melter gunner knew what he was doing, and that's the end of the shooting phase. And now we've got some charges coming on. What are you declaring the charge? What do you want to charge? This Land Raider's holding that one. You've got a unit holding that one, and you've blocked off line of sight to the unit round the back. Rhino's holding this one.
There's no only charge apart from all into there.
Yeah. Okay. No damage done on Overwatch. Declaring a multi-assault to the unit behind. Because they're Khorne Berserkers, they can kill these guys, then pile in, then fight again. No damage done. You need a... Snake Eyes. Oh. Snake Eyes and no command points remaining.
Ah!
With that twist of fate, let's go to Space Marines turn 6. The scouts advanced. I rolled a 3. 9-inch move. Objective securing. This objective there. With Defenders of Humanity. This unit advancing 5 inches, that's 11, which puts them there, cancelling out this objective as well. So they don't control that one, Chaos. I control this one. I control this one. And now let's shoot. In case it goes on to turn 7, the Land Raider is going to fire everything at the Khorne Berserkers. Heavy bolters hitting on 4s, re-rolling 1s. And that's 4 hits. 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. 2 wounds at -1. Snake Eyes again.
There we go.
4 las cannons. Hitting on 4s because he's so wounded. Wounding on 2s and re-rolling 1s. 2 wounds at -3. 2 more die. Brother Matthias is going to unload with his twin las and hit once because I didn't move. Wound. And you make that save, and then a missile launcher will come in and hit and wound on a 2. That's a wound, you need a 5 up.
Nope.
You don't make that save. He will fire his master-crafted bolt gun. Hits on a 3, wounds on a 4. And then the Vindicare will snipe your Warlord.
Yep.
Because he can. Hits on a 2. Wounds on a 2. And if I get a 6, please. 5. No invulnerable save. -3 to your save. Yep. And this does D3 mortal wounds. 3 mortal wounds on your Warlord.
1 left.
He's got 1 left.
Yep.
That's the end of my shooting phase. Shall I charge the Vindicare?
I'm going to shoot.
No, they advanced.
Oh, of course.
They
yeah.
advanced. And they're just obsecking that one. What do Vindicares do in Assault? Let me have a look at the rules. Vindicares have 5 attacks. He's got 1 wound left. So he's going to declare a charge against your Warlord. So your Warlord can shoot him and hit. Is this a bolt pistol?
Yes.
Okay. If it doesn't wound, then I will charge in that far. And I will do my 5 attacks. And Vindicares hit on 2s. Everything hits. It's strength 4, toughness 4. No wounds!
Ooh. Shall I have those attacks back?
No wounds. The Vindicare slips on the blood of all those Khorne Berserkers as this Dark Apostle turns around and smacks him with this mace.
Reroll those.
Reroll a hit. So 2 hits, and it's strength 6, right?
And
it wounds
7.
Okay, wounds on 3s.
Reroll.
Yeah, because of the dude. Why were you rolling wounds?
Because he does reroll to wounds on the fight phase.
Okay.
Because he's within 6.
Okay. I have a 4-up invulnerable save, lightning reflexes, which he makes. And they are locked up. And that's the end of turn 6. And the person who goes second rolls a dice. And a 1, 2, 3. The game ends. And somehow, some way, despite being trapped in this corner for turn after turn after turn, the 13th have managed to push their way through and objective secure this installation, tie up your Warlord, and harry your back lines. I just need a 1, 2, 3. And that's a 1, and this is the way the world ends. Okay, let's do a tactical overview, and let's not beat around the bush here. That was a lucky win. Snake eyes on these Khorne Berserkers there. Instead of getting snake eyes, if they'd have ran in and killed this unit here, then I would have had 1, you would have had 1, and it didn't matter whether I was contesting there. No, you would have had 2 because of the rhino around the back. So that snake eyes lost you the game and won me the game. But luck, that's the dice. I had bad luck. That knight going boom, wiping out most of my scoring units and killing Sagamir and the chaplain, and so much death and devastation. And I think we're talking about it off camera as well. I think I made a tactical error by putting everything in my corner. By putting everything here. The Mauler Fiend was able to come charging in, then the Knight came charging in, then the Demon, then 1 unit of Terminators, then another unit of Terminators, and it felt like wave after wave after wave crashing against my lines, and I think I just made the job difficult for myself. I thought I could put up enough front to defend and then swing around the edges. That's what I was kind of looking for, and then push through later. That's what I was kind of looking for, but that didn't happen in the end. In the end, I was just trapped and trapped and trapped as they kept crashing into my lines. So it wasn't really through any tactical genius that I managed to win that game. I think it was the bravery and the resilience of the 13th. They do not bend. They will fight until the dying of the light. And they managed to somehow take this listening installation while on another side of the planet, the Penitent Forge defend valiantly against the Iron Warriors. On this particular battle grid, it appears the tide is beginning to turn against Abaddon and his 13th Black Crusade. In this sector of the Imperium, the Emperor's light will shine a little bit brighter. So I want to thank Luke for coming down one more time. Every single game I've had against you has been absolutely epic, and this has been one of my most enjoyable games of 8th edition so far. I mean, defending and defending and defending and somehow fluking it out at the end. I'm really pleased with myself for some reason.
You should be.
Not because of anything I did, but because of my army. So yeah, thank you very much for coming down. Should mention a few things. The game mat, if anyone's wondering, is from gamemat.eu. The trees come from modeltreeshop.com. These big rocky outcrops come from Red Dragon Gaming. There'll be links in the video description below. A big thank you to all my patrons for helping support me and helping me make videos. The Death Guard are coming, I promise. It just takes a long time to get them together and to get them painted up. So thank you very much. If anyone wants to join me on Patreon, they can. Just go to Patreon and search for Winters SEO. Are you a patron?
I am. Worth it.
I love you, Luke. Thank you very much.
I love you, man. Later.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Happy wargaming.